round one and a derby, have the nerves kicked in even for someone as experienced as you?
Yeah, very excited. It's been a good pre-season, 13 odd weeks, so we're ready for round one. I think it's just great to get into it. Obviously, the side that we've got, and we're going to front up on the weekend, and a derby's always a great way to kick off the season, and playing at Fremantle Oval, it's a nice atmosphere down there, and it will surely bring a really great crowd. So we're just excited, no nerves. I'm sure they'll come a little bit later in the week, but yeah, feeling prepared and ready to go.
Haven't had a derby win yet. Is it time?
I think it's time.
Have you been throwing any shade to the Dockers girls for the weekend lead up to it?
Not really. I mean, we don't really see them or anything like that. And I think it's just, we know that when we're going to arrive at a derby, it's going to be a great battle between the two teams. And every time we take the field against each other, it's always a really great fight. And nobody rocks up there to lose a derby. Everyone puts their best foot forward. So we expect that from them, and we know what we're going to bring on the weekend, and we feel really, really well prepared.
What about for someone like Amy Franklin? Have you had any conversations with her this week? Obviously playing off her former side, and it's the first game for her with the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some small conversations along the way, but we're really process driven, and the focus that we take into it for every individual and as a team is what your role is and what the processes is on game day, and to play your role really well. So we try not to think too much about the opposition and what they might do. And you know, we'll obviously fly the flag for her. She's come across to us and we really value her on our team. So we'll fly the flag for her and look after her out there. But her focus and our focus is our processes and how we go about our business for our brand of footy on the weekend.
Does the result from the pre-season game weigh in on this week at all?
Well, not really. I think obviously your pre-season scratchies gives you the opportunity to prepare, have a look at some structures, look how the other team's going to play as well. And I think reflecting on that game, we didn't put our best foot forward, but what we took away from that game is we learnt a lot about them, and I don't think they learnt much about us from that game. And then, you know, conversely, the week later, we put our best foot forward against Essendon and played really well there to get the win. You go back a couple of seasons ago, pre-season, we knocked off Fremantle in the pre-season scratch match, and then 2 weeks later they came out and beat us in the game early in the season. So I don't think you can rest on your laurels on a pre-season scratch match, but it does give you some good insight into how the other team's going to play and how you might structure up against them, and I think we learnt a lot from playing them.
With a 13-week pre-season, do you girls feel like you can be the shining light for West Coast in what's been a pretty up and down year?
Well, I think going into any season, you obviously aim high, and you know, you want to get wins on the board, you want to make finals, and you want to go for that ultimate goal there. So I don't think that wavers any season. And you know, obviously what the guys have done as a club, we band together, and we always, as the men's, they always want to put their best foot forward. So our focus is not really any of that external stuff. It's just the processes within our team and getting wins on the board as the women's team for the club.
The last few seasons have probably been pretty difficult as far as your win-loss ratio. And I spoke to your captain at the end of last year, and she kind of mentioned that some difficult conversations just around making sure that it's growing professionally within the girls is important. Have you felt that you've made steps forward in becoming more professional athletes, given that it's fourth season sort of in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every year that I've been in the competition, I've seen massive growth, and whether that be in resourcing from the clubs and what they've been able to provide over the 8 years that I've been in the system, and with the girls as well. And I think over time with the professionalism with our list, we've had lots of changes really up until this season. And you know, the harsh nature of being an elite athlete means there's the people that are filtered out that perhaps don't match that level of professionalism that we need. And the group that we've got this year, even though it is, I think, the second youngest team in the comp, what we've been able to put forward this pre-season, the, you know, behaviours and standards that we've seen amongst the group has been really, really positive. And, you know, for once I feel like there's usually with our leadership group and a few others, they're really driving the standards and behaviours, but it's coming from the bottom up as well with our young girls. And that shows us that we're building the depth that we really need to be a successful team in the comp. And it doesn't feel like the more mature, experienced players are always carrying the load for those standards and behaviours. We've got good depth amongst the girls coming through with that. And those young girls, you know, your Ella Roberts, your Charlie Thomas, Bella Lewis, the way that they go about their business is they're helping to drive the standards for the others around, that they can probably influence more the younger players in the team realistically. They spend more time with those girls, their teammates off field as well, so they can drive those behaviours. So, yeah, it's pretty positive, I'd say.
Debutante next to you as well. Tell us a little bit about Lauren, what she offers, and I guess how, you know, her lead into the season after the back of some pretty significant injuries has been.
Yeah, no, WAC's Wak's a really great girl, and it's been really good to get to know her and have her a part of the team over the last couple of seasons. And we saw her work really hard all the way from last pre-season with just having done her ACL, go straight into rehab, and obviously last pre-season and season wouldn't have been the funnest for her because it can be a lonely place being in the rehab group and working really hard. And I guess when I say she was fortunate to have Gibbo and Davo, it was unfortunate for them to sustain their injuries, but for that group to work really hard together, for WAC to have had the support of those more experienced girls through that process has been amazing. But, Lauren, she's fought so hard this pre-season. She's gained confidence in her body, what she's done over the last couple of weeks, and really blossomed it over the 2 scratch matches, and we can see her confidence every week growing and growing. So we're excited for her to debut this week. She adds obviously some height but some real talent to stuff at ground level as well for us. So I'm no doubt that she's going to perform, throughout this season for us, and we're excited to have her. So.
Lauren, how have the nerves been this week leading into the game, and sort of what are you hoping to get out of these first few weeks in the season?
I don't think it's quite sunk in yet, so kind of just getting around everyone at the moment. It's a really exciting time, and kind of finally dream come true, sort of getting to debut Derby round 1, which is really exciting. But yeah, I'm just really excited to get around the girls and put on the blue and gold with them all and get out there and run amok with them.
And just probably not having as much playing time with your teammates as you would have liked previously. Like how's the chemistry coming along, trying to build that rapport on field with the players?
Yeah, I think we're really lucky that we have such a really good bond, and obviously we retained so many players last year, and only having Frankie come and join us this year. This year we focused a lot on bonding as a team, and I think we gel really well together, and we're basically each other's best friends. So it's really good to get out on the track with a whole bunch of your mates and go have some fun.
What went through your mind when you heard the news you were debuting?
Oh, I think I blacked out, to be honest. There was a rush of emotions going through me, and again, all my friends were around me, so I don't think I could have asked for a better way to debut, and just extremely grateful to be at this club and thankful for every opportunity they've given me.
And how hard was it last year to kind of watch from the sidelines, knowing you were in the club, you were in the system, but it was so close yet so far away? Yeah,
I was always itching to get on the field, and watching from the sidelines, it was hard, but you learn so much on the sidelines that you're not necessarily learning when you're playing games. And I think as hard as it was being on there, you just get so many great connections with other people that you might not necessarily get, and you learn so much more about the game. And coming from such a young, inexperienced player, I think it was really positive for me to kind of look at the field and all that sort of stuff, the way that some of the players are just straight on the field, where I get to see the behind the scenes stuff and where all the other people get to work behind the scenes. So I think I was lucky enough that we have a really good group of people around me, and yeah, they're just incredible.
Debuting at Freeman Global as well. You're a South Freo product as well, so a bit of nice synergy there too. Yeah, great to get back on the home turf. Played a couple of seasons at South, so really good to be back down at Freo Oval. Can't wait to get down there.
What did you make of the poem, and also at what point in the poem did you realise that this is actually about me making my debut?
When Chinny went up, I was a bit suspicious because he's not normally the one that talks about the injury lists and all that sort of stuff, so we kind of a bit confused, but as soon as he said, I've got some words to read out for you, I just started bursting into tears. I was like, oh my God, maybe this is time, and incredibly grateful for him and all he's done for me this season, and he's just got a special place in my heart, and I couldn't thank him anymore.
Now we do know that you were originally a bit of a Fremantle fan. Have you kitted out the family? You've had a year to do it, get all that Eagle stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've got all my leftover stuff, all the hats and scarves and everything, and all the vouchers and stuff straight up to the store to get some scarves for the family and donning the blue and gold. So it's really exciting, that transfer move, and we have such a great spirit at this club, so it's really awesome to be a part of it.
This is probably a question for both of you as well, because you're both quite versatile. Where do you expect to sort of play most of the time sort of this season? And Dana, you've been switched around a little bit in years gone by as well, so same sort of question.
I think I'll just leave that and wait and see on the weekend where I end up. Won't give anything away just yet.
Yeah, probably on the same boat, see how it goes on the weekend, and who knows, go from there.
Where do you think you can play your best football?
Bit of a mix at the moment. We have really good talent in our club and in our team, so wherever they need me on the day, I'll just do my best to give it everything I've got there.
Dana, it's now the fourth season for the club now in this competition.
I think it's 5 now, isn't it?
Sorry?
I think it's 5.
4 years, five seasons maybe?
Yeah, 5 seasons.
4 years, 5 seasons.
My mistake, apologies. Yet to taste final success, though. Is that, how much of a driving force is that, and do you view finals as, a real possibility for the group this year?
Yeah, well, like I said before, I think every season that you prepare, you go in with the finals mentality. And I think going into, our 5th pre-season as a group, I'm the most confident in this group that we put together this season, having some synergy. Obviously, amongst our list with just the one new addition, we've managed to retain a lot of our staff and refine their roles as well. So that's put us in a really good position to compete this year. Like any season, you don't know how things are going to play out, and obviously things like injuries can happen. It can go either way amongst many teams. So we'll wait and see how things pan out across the season. But I'm pretty hungry for finals. I think, I've been around for a while, and the younger girls and all that, I know they're hungry too, and we've got a bunch of really good competitors. But for me personally, finals is 100% what we're aiming for, what I'd love to see. And I think that, we've got the really solid groups put together to try and get there this year. So let's just wait and see what happens, but hungry for it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Well, is that the best debut video you've ever seen, Dan?
You know what? It actually is. I said to Chinny, and I said to work this morning when we came in, I reckon I've watched it like 5 times back on my phone. It was that good, and we've seen some good debut announcements over the years. Like Izzy Simmons' last year, where she was there was like a video call, and her mum was in the other room. She didn't know, and she sort of came in. Like that was really, really well done. But this one, because Chinny's relationship with these ACL rehab girls, it's really strong, it's authentic, it's genuine, and then just seeing the way he did it, he put a lot of time and effort into it, and it was just, it hit the nail on the head. It was great. So
did you get something exciting when you made, obviously it was with Dockers, but did you have an exciting debut video? Or
well, no, because I was round 1 of the inaugural season. It counts. It was pretty much just like
everyone was just like
put the team up, and it was like, oh yeah, great, we're playing round 1. But that first season, I think nobody ever expected what it was going to be. And so I think, when you talk about the moments for that, like running out debut season, round 1, the crowd, what showed up, like nobody expected that. So I reckon that was a pretty good,
you can
debut.
Recite that poem for years to come.
Got it saved on my phone.